Okay, let's try that again. I'm now not using hardware acceleration, I'm using a different setting for the encoder. We'll see if that works better for my CPU. And basically, like I said 5 minutes ago, if you saw the other 1 minute long stream, I'm going to be doing a bunch of refactoring. It's dropping 3% of the frames, that should be fine. And yeah, it might not be the most interesting stream. I hope you still come say hi, but it's going to be a really cool blog post afterwards because I think I've learned a lot in the last few months, up to a year and a half. And yeah, let's get started. So I can now switch. Yay, I can make myself big and small. That's pretty cool. So the first thing I'm gonna do is switch to a new branch, check out -b, and we're going to go with, what was I gonna do? Let's say big refactor, make a new branch, and then I'm gonna go into package.json, and the first thing I'm gonna do is check whether I don't have TypeScript. So we're gonna switch to using TypeScript because that's gonna make my life a lot easier when I'm coding. And TypeScript also makes it easier to, especially when you're testing and making sure that everything works, it's easier if you're using TypeScript. So I'm gonna add TypeScript to my project, and then we're going to have to add a build step and a deploy step and all sorts of fun things. I'm going to copy my tsconfig from, where can I copy it from? Let's go with my Gumroad Lambda ping. What is it called? No, where is it? It's in websites. Okay, don't have anyone watching. Everyone looks like everyone is outside enjoying a good Sunday summer afternoon, which is totally fine. Let's see, Gumroad webhook, but please, if anyone is out there, tell me whether I'm dropping frames today or not. The CPU itself seems to be doing much better. tsconfig JSON, let's see what kind of configs do I have. I have all of this stuff, that should be fine. So in my scripts, I'm going to add a build step, and this build step is going to essentially run tsc, and then deploying has to run npm run build and sls deploy. And what else do I need to set up? Let's go look at my other project just so I can see what the configuration I need. Gumroad ping, is it there? Gumroad webhook. Let's see, what does the Gumroad webhook have? In tsconfig JSON, I copied that. Package JSON is saying what? Build deploy, serverless deploy. And in serverless YAML, I need to change it to say that everything is in dist. Cool. So we go into serverless YAML, we have screenshot as a service, memory size, blah, timeout 180. Timeout should really be 30 because you can't have more than 30 seconds when you're using it through API gateway. So I'm gonna go here, package is going to exclude node modules, the Puppeteer stuff, and it's going to include, let's see, minus dist slash asterisk asterisk. And then instead of using source index handler, I'm going to use dist because my compiled stuff is now going to go into dist. So that's going to be the first one. Dist for screenshot function. Okay. So the next step, let's make sure, let's see what happens if I run yarn build right now. Yarn build, will it actually eat? Nope, no inputs were found in config file. Why were there no inputs found? What does the config file mean? Source root is source. Oh yeah, there's no TS files, everything's JavaScript, so it doesn't think it needs to do anything, which is fine. So let's say git status, git add dot, git commit -m basic TypeScript config. No, not Siri, go away. Why is Siri trying to talk to me? Well, my CPU seems to be going well. I'm Okay, we will see. Okay, got that. Now in index.js, one thing that index.js used to do for me is that it would add course headers. I don't need that anymore. And also it would run different things based on different parameters that you passed in. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to make it actually use two different lambdas. How many frames is it dropping, Nate? My thing is saying 0.6%. So the frames are still dropping. That's annoying. Okay, where was I? So my handler used to do course stuff. I don't need to do that anymore. Wait, do I? I can just say course true on my handler. That should be everything I need. Okay, we'll see. So we've got that. And then I'm going to split this into 2 or 3 different functions so that it can be simpler over here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is have what am I doing here? We have a query string parameter for type, which can be image, code, or default. By default, we take a screenshot. If it's an image type, we optimize the image, which I don't think actually does anything, and code is for code. So let's change this. Screenshot function is going to be handled by the screenshot, take screenshot. So let's do screenshot.handler, and then we're going to have let's have screenshot embeds. Yeah, screenshot embeds, and then we're going to have screenshot minus code, which is going to be handled by dist/code.handler, and it's going to have the same HTTP with a path of code. This will be embed, path code, method get, and course also true. So we've got that, and then we're going to have an optimize image function, which yeah, let's call it just embeds, not screenshots. Embeds code, and then we're going to have another one there for later. It's going to be for social cards and for image optimization, which I think I've currently disabled. So we now need to create a code handler and a screenshot handler. And another thing we can do is actually use API Gateway to do a lot of the parsing for us. So I'm going to go with touch source screenshot dot, no, what did we say? Let's call it embeds handler. So we say source/embeds.ts, and we're going to need source.code.ts. Now, what do they both have in common? If I go into my index.js, we're going to open a new file called, what was it? Screenshot. No, we said embeds.ts. Embeds.ts is going to do what? It's going to need get Chrome, and it's going to need nothing else for now. And I think we can say import get Chrome from /get Chrome. That's my thing that sets up Puppeteer and creates a Chrome instance and does all of the screenshotting. Get Chrome needs to become a TypeScript file. So let's move source get Chrome to source get Chrome.ts. Okay, get Chrome TS, and this is going to const Chrome require Chrome AWS Lambda, get Chrome async browser, and I think this should actually all be fine. We can say export const get Chrome instead of module.exports, and that should just work. Okay, and then we need to say export const or let's do export. It needs to be an async function. So export async function handler, which is going to, what is the handler gonna do? I'm going to cheat and look at my serverless handbook. This is one of the main reasons why I write books and articles, is that it makes it easier for me to look these things up. So if I go into the creating a REST API thingy, what did I do here? Build a simple REST. It gets an event that is an API gateway event, and it returns a promise of the API response. Yes, so promise with API response, and I'm gonna copy the API response. We get API gateway event from AWS SDK, right? Do we? Yeah, okay. So API gateway event, is this working? Come on. Or is it AWS TypeScript Lambda? Let's look at the full code on GitHub. So source, how am I importing this? Types, DynamoDB, manage items. API gateway comes from AWS Lambda. Do I have AWS Lambda installed? Package.json, do I? I do not. So let's say yarn add AWS Lambda. And I'm going to need types for AWS Lambda as well. Well, my CPU seems to be doing a little better, but yeah, I don't know what to do with, oh, now VT encoder is using all of the things. Cool. Okay, so got that. Let's do yarn add types AWS Lambda as well, so we get the types. I guess those can be dev dependencies, but whatever. Index.js embeds TS. So API response is going to come from types. I'm gonna create a new file, export type API response, which has, what does the API response type have? Status code, number, and body string. That's all we need. Come on, save. Types.ts. Got that. Will I need headers? Let's do headers as well. Let's not do headers. So that should be that. We're gonna get we got that. Yes, cannot find blah. Let's import API response from /types. Okay, now time to get the parameters. What are the parameters we need for the embeds? First, we're going to check this. If event query string parameters doesn't, should we put the URL? Wow. That's so weird. I wonder why my OBS is doing that. It says encoding overload and dropped frames. And it's not even that warm today. Okay, so let's make a response function. Where am I? Source, manage items. Where's the response function? I'm gonna put that in a util. So export function response status code, and we say util.ts. All right, so, and we import response from /util. Promise API response. What is this? Okay, yeah, there's no ending return statement right now. Okay, so I've got that part. Handler, API gateway event. What else do we need? We need to then create a browser, get the target URL, and yes. So we get the target URL from the query string parameters, and then we go into screenshot code, which needs into take screenshot, which takes the browser and the target URL. Cool. So I'm gonna take that, put it here, and let's say try const result equals await take screenshot, and if there's an error, we're going to return the error. So we return the response of 500 with an error, and we return the response of 200 with a result, if that works. Cool. We've got that. We've got the target URL. Then we need to import take screenshot, or we're gonna create a new file for that. Dropped frames 0.4%. I wish I knew how to fix this, because it's a really annoying problem. Okay, so we've got the take screenshot thing with the browser. I then need to, okay, I'm gonna have to import that later. And let's see, response, update item, get item. Wait, where was I looking at? Oh, index.js. So let's see, got that, and we say const browser await get Chrome. Const browser is await get Chrome. We've got that. Then we take the screenshot, and we are going to change that into an embed screenshot. And I'm gonna ask on Twitter if anyone has any idea. Okay. Hey fuzzy buddy. So I now have a higher bitrate set, and please let me know if I am still dropping frames, because I don't know. Alright, so I guess we will see. It's now telling me, it's still saying that encoding is overwhelmed, but it might work better. Okay, so screenshot code, we're going to say, are we still using base 64 somewhere? Yes, we are. Key, so we say, that can actually stay the same. We're not gonna do upload screenshot here. And we say export async function screenshot code, which takes all of these things. So it's going to take browser as an any, a code as a string, a code type as a string, which should be okay. Code, what? Come on, computer, now I can't type. Code type and URL encoded, which is a boolean. Okay, so the 6000 bit rate is actually, feels even worse, potentially. Like my something is definitely struggling. Yeah, code string any, and we don't need the fat arrows anymore. Got that. So here where we're calling it, we need to not call it with those things. And code type is going to be code type or JavaScript as the default. Cool. Now, screenshot code, we input code is either URL encoded and we decode it. Dejan has thoughts on React Native. So Dejan, I've used React Native extensively back when it was new. It seemed pretty cool, but back then it was really buggy, and it wasn't that buggy. It was just that every time I started a new project, which was every 2 weeks or so, it had a bunch of very incompatible changes and really weird things. So I kind of stopped using it and I went back to doing fully web. But it seems like a really good choice for technology if you want to use it. I don't know whether I would recommend using it as like a real way to build real projects, because it seems like you very quickly need you need to do things natively very soon, which then kind of defeats the purpose, I think. I don't know if that answers your question, Dan, but yeah. Okay, so we've got that. We create a carbon name. We code, then we create a new page on the chromes. Okay, I don't need that console log. We're going to not set the viewport because that is I think that's one of the reasons I have a bug. Target URL is the carbon now sh. I'm still using that. Target URL gets printed so that I have it for debugging. Then we wait for a second. That's interesting. Okay, we wait for a second. We get the bounding box, image path, and then I'm gonna move that over here. Get the element, then we take the screenshot, we console or error the screenshot. Let's console log that instead. We await browser close. Is that something I'm doing in the other screenshot thing as well? Code TS, where was it? Embed screenshot, take screenshot. Does this close the browser? It does not close the browser. So I'm not gonna close it in the screenshot code either, because that seems weird. And then we are gonna return the, oh yeah, so we don't need the carbon name here, and we're gonna return the image path once we have it. So I'm gonna take that and we're gonna return the image path because that's what we have. Image path is the carbon name. Okay, so let's keep the carbon name then. Carbon name, and let's see, return image path. Go back into code.ts. We've got the image path, then we upload the screenshot using the same upload screenshot function as we did for the embeds. And then we get the response, and that should just work. So let's try it out. I'm gonna run yarn deploy, and hopefully that's going to build my code, upload it to serverless, and then we're gonna see if it magically works. It would be really cool if I got it twice in a row that something worked the first time I uploaded it. Okay. Cool. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I'm dropping frames or not. I wonder if it is actually a driver issue. I can look into that later. Try to upload this thing and see if it works. Okay, come on, computer. You got this. You can do it. Can I change presets? It's now saying I'm dropping 6% of my frames. Fun. Is Restream complaining anything about the bitrate? Bitrate 7000 kilobits per second, keyframe interval 1. I wonder what that means. Yeah, I look very frozen on this, don't I? All right, so this is uploading. Come on, upload faster. What else can I do in the meantime? Oh, screenshot code. Let's see. So I'm gonna, oh wow, that was a long delay. Hopefully, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm gonna, hopefully this gets fixed now, and then I can try it out. Buffering, all right, come on, computer. Okay, so we now have a code lambda. It's gonna take, yes, we've got that. Pasta, come on, no, pasta. And then we say, what do we need? We are going to need, oh, yeah, it just says you need the URL, whatever. So we're gonna say that we have our code, which is going to say console log hello world. And when I call that, I should, oh wait, no, this is not gonna work. Okay, well, it says it worked, but I don't think it did. I'm gonna also say that this is URL encoded. URL encoded equals true, and code equals the console log. So this is now, well, the refactoring worked right away, which I'm kind of proud of actually. So we now get the URL. I'm gonna download the image, save it there, and open it. Let's see if we got a screenshot. Haha, it worked. Yes. And I also got, I'm pretty sure that this also got fixed a bug I had where there were large black bars. Okay, so we've got that. We now have a working thing that takes screenshots of various embeds, and it takes screenshots of code. So I'm going to commit this, git status, git add dot, git commit -a -n. We say refactor code screenshotting. And let's see what is left in source. We don't have any. There's still optimize image.js, which I'm not really sure what that was for, or if I was even using it. Let's see, optimize image.js, which just uploaded it to, okay, so I guess that's basically a way to download things. Oh, and I used to do resizing so that images were all a certain size, which I no longer really do, but for completeness sake, let's do that, because this lambda is being used on different things. So we're going to say this is image handler. So I'm going to, let's just use optimize image. Yeah, we're gonna call this the optimize image handler. So move source optimize image to source optimize image.ts, and then in optimize image we're going to copy whatever the embed stuff is doing. So embeds is going to be, because this is very similar stuff, So optimize image.ts is going to export async function optimize image, and we're going to import the upload screenshot function and these other things. Beep. We don't, do we need util? Yeah, we don't need take screenshot. So we take that and we have the image path. We are not going to need the browser. Take the image path like that. And then our target URL is, where did it come from? Target URL comes from the same target URL as before, so that's good. Target URL. Where's the, oh, the downloader part works here. So we say await download image, target URL, destination to image path, and we import the gateway API event from AWS Lambda, like that. And this should just kind of work. Then we upload the screenshot and all of that stuff. Cool. So we've got that. Now I can remove source index.js. Is there any other JavaScript code left? Nope, that's it. So what I'm gonna do next is I want to put lambdas into their own directory so that my code is easier to read. But no, you know what? It's fine. This is fine for now. This is enough refactoring. So I'm going to git add that, git commit -a -m, and we say optimize